Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I greet you in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ. I have been seeing this video and this talk all of the time, and it's been in circulation for more than 2 weeks, going almost a month now, and people have been talking about this. And the occasion I wanted to do it, but I was like, let me just stay away from it because before you know it, it will be like yeah, you are speaking for him now. You're this, you're biased, you're that, and that is the mentality of people. And you see, though I won't stop to explain because the aim of what I'm doing, I'm connected with everyone that is connected to this channel. So I know that sometimes people can be inimical, sometimes people can be emotional, and when they become that way, it doesn't actually mean that they know what they are doing. That was why Jesus prayed, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they are doing. Even Brother Stephen as well prayed that prayer. So sometimes, it's not as if, of course, the hatred of people cannot do anything to me. This is a virtual relationship, but because of the heart I have, I feel like I'm into you guys, and I really want a relationship that is godly and that is cordial, and that we can disagree to agree sometimes, even though irrespective of the fact that, yeah, I may have spoken about your pastor and about your prophet, and you don't like it so much, and so you dislike me, and you may have even prayed against me that I die or something like that, as some of you don't even hide it, even though that I know that there are brethren who are here for the gospel, and they're also praying for me, I know. Now, last time somebody brought out a picture of Hubert Angel as a member of the Freemason movement, secret society. And I did a video on that to debunk that based on that regalia or that attire that Hubert Angel was seeing, that it would be wrong to conclude that was, the reason for him to be tagged a member of the Freemason lodge or secret society. Now, I didn't see any member or any follower of Hubert Angel type a thing that is positive, at least on that. But bring out a negative thing that Hubert Angel has done and you criticize it, all hell will be let loose. So, and I think I owe you people the truth. You see, the video that is trending that Pastor W.F Kumuyi has abandoned Nigerians to their fate and had relocated to the United Kingdom. Well, that video is true. It is true, but we're going to look at it. Is it really true that he ran away from Nigeria because of Tinubu's administration, after asking Nigerians to pray for Tinubu that God will use him to rebuild Nigeria? Now, I just want you to understand this, but before that, let us look critically at that video before I come back to say a thing and the history behind that. And I want you to be objective. An objective mind is a wise mind. Even if I don't say anything again, after that video, you should have gotten the true picture of the thing there. But then, let us watch the video. I'll be back. You are welcome to the End Time Truth Television, the channel for the lovers of truth, for the truth of the end time. So if you are a lover of truth, give us a subscription and God bless you. Shalom.
Well, I'm from Nigeria, but I'm based in London, United Kingdom now. We belong to the Deeper Life Bible Church. And the Bible Church started 1973 with 15 people, but now in Nigeria we're about 1 million in membership. And then we're in about 60 countries all over the world. And then we have the church also in the UK. We have about 40 branches in the UK, and we're growing very much. And learned about Sunday Adelaja for a long time, because according to his testimony, you have all heard that I got converted actually under my ministry. And in the first 6 months of his Christian life, he was in the Deeper Life Bible Church before he traveled over here to the USSR at that time to study. And then he now came to the Ukraine to begin this great work of God. coming over here and seeing the work firsthand, I'm really impressed that this is a great work of God, and the Lord is really working with the embassy of God. The people being converted, yielding their lives to the Lord. There's genuine work of God, and we're praying that God will preserve his life and protect him and protect the embassy of God, and also the work will continue without any hindrance. Thank you, and God bless you. Well, since we came to Ukraine, to Kyiv, since we came on Wednesday, the friendship, the fellowship, and the love, and everything has been very good. The food is good, and everything is very good.
The people very caring and genuine.
So we have enjoyed every moment we have spent here.
Your wishes for
I pray, I wish as well as pray that the power of the Lord will continue with the church, and that God will open the eyes of Ukrainians to see that this is a great work and genuine work of God going on here, and that all the desires of God and of the Ukrainians, God will fulfill.
Amen. Amen.
By the grace of God, I'm committed to coming over again. As the invitations come, I will come by the grace of God to see how to fellowship and how to be a blessing to the people of God and to the country. Thank you.
All right. Now, if I've watched that video, there are things you need to take note of. Number one thing that you need to notice there, at least, is the youthfulness of Pastor Kumuyi as at that time. His youthfulness as at that time, that in that video, and his look now. He was quite more younger than he is now. That is one. And secondly, the timeline of the video. Now, even if it was not stated in that video how long or when that took place, that video was around 2015. Now, even if you do not know, if that video was to be this year, Sunday Adelaja is no longer in Ukraine. And that video was done, that interview was conducted in Ukraine. And so it was on a visit that, to Sunday Adelaja's church, a solidarity visit by Pastor and Mrs. W.F Kumuyi. And one other thing that you need to, take into cognizance was, you ask a question, who was the president of Nigeria in 2015? Now, again, there was no timeline. I didn't see the timeline. So I'm saying what I'm saying now based on the fact that, if we have agreed now that that video was not a recent video, it was not done. I mean, Tinubu just clocked a year as the leader of this country, or as the ruler of this country. Let me put it that way, as the ruler of this country. So he has just clocked a year as the ruler of Nigeria, May 29, just, almost two weeks ago. So, and we are talking about a video that was made in 2015. So it could be towards the twilights of Jonathan's administration, or the early days of, that should be early days of Buhari's own administration, 2015. Now, the question you need to ask is, how has Pastor Kumuyi dealt with the things that has to do with the nation and politics? If we have not known Kumuyi to be a person that speaks out violently against things, that is what he believes, even though that some of us, we don't like it. Some of us would have preferred that those of them who have God has given, a voice should come out and condemn, the things that the politicians are doing, in very strong terms. We're not going to go into the reasons why some of them may not do that. But Kumuyi has not been a man that we know to stir up the beehive, right? So he has been like that. When Buhari was in power, the same thing, he said the same thing. There has never been a government that Kumuyi had criticized. Unlike someone like Tunde Bakare, who was the right-hand man of Buhari. He was actually at some point in time a running mate of Buhari. But when things were no longer going the ways he thought they would go, he also sold Buhari to us, to Nigerians, those of you who believed in Buhari, at the time. But when things were no longer right, he came out openly and criticized Buhari. So these are people who have different ways of operation. And even though he was backing Tinubu, when Tinubu ascended, power, he told Tinubu, if you truly want the poor to breathe, give them a breathing space. And it was a very long video, talk that he gave. So now coming back to the point and what happened there, we know that the sister or the madam behind Pastor Kumuyi there happens to be not his first wife, but his second wife. His first wife, Sister Abiodun Olowu, died in April 11, 2009. Yeah. They got married in 1980. After meeting, they met around 1972, and they were the founding members of the Deeper Life Bible Church as it is today. But then it was not a Bible church. It was not a church. It was like a 15-minute Bible studies. And both this present wife of Pastor Kumuyi, happened to be part of that movement that started early that time. Her name, Folashade, So now what happened was that the woman eventually relocated to London, and there she was as the administrator of the Deeper Life Bible Church in London. And I think she also doubled as the secretary. Okay, whether it is the office of the secretary is the same thing as that of administrator. But what I know is that she happened to be the administrator of the church in London. And automatically it means that she lives in London and probably as a citizen, UK citizen. And so the question we have to ask and answer, my brother and my sister, if you were Pastor Kumuyi and you don't have a UK green card, if they call it the same thing, and you got married to a wife who is based in the UK, and their marriage, happened 18 months after the death of Sister Biodun, and that was, October 13, 2010, exactly a year and 6 months after the death of the first wife. Now, they got married. Is it wrong now because he's a pastor or because he's a general overseer to want to stay in the place where he chooses to stay, maybe with his new wife, and they probably, to at least enjoy honeymoon? Now, when he said we are based in London, in UK, we, together with his wife, we also believe that a man should leave his father and his mother and will cleave unto his wife, and both of them shall become one flesh. So if the woman is resident in London and the husband got married to him and had no intention of uprooting the woman from the UK to bring her back to Nigeria, and they decided to maintain their dual citizenship and the opportunity they have had to stay either here or there. Now, I don't know what is wrong in that. Now, let us be very, very sincere. All right. I know. Many of you will say, I'm holding brief for him. Okay, yes, on this point, I'm holding brief for him because Pastor Kumuyi will not respond to anybody on this. We know that. And I'm not doing this because I was paid. If you think I've been paid, thank you very much. I need the money, so let them pay me. Okay. But then, till you settle that in your mind, ask yourself this question. Let us not be hypocritical. If you are in his shoes, what will you do? And besides, I don't even know how many times Pastor Kumuyi stays over in London that he is not in Nigeria, and he's been traveling, I don't know any month or even every 2 weeks that you will not see that Kumuyi is in a certain state in Nigeria or in Africa holding crusades. So the point here is that even if Kumuyi has relocated to the UK, it was not something that just happened recently. It happened, that video is 2015. So if he got married to his wife 2010, and this is 2024, that probably was 14 years ago. Because getting married, definitely, there was need for bonding. And so if he chooses to spend their time, that they should spend their time in the UK, who are you to judge that again? Why are we like this? See, let us stop fighting pastors. The pastors are not just the reason why Nigeria is the way it is. Right? Now, recently in the House of Assembly, in the Senate, somebody is raising a motion or sponsoring a bill for cows to be treated like humans, cows to be treated like human beings. And he was even trying to quote a section or subsection in the Nigerian constitution to back that kind of nonsense up.
Cows are not citizens of Nigeria.
So,
Mr. President, cows are not citizens of Nigeria. You didn't hear what I said. Senator Aleru, are you arguing with me? No, I said cows are not citizens. The section you are referring to is talking about citizens of Nigeria. Yes. And cows are not citizens of Nigeria. Cows can come in from Niger. They can come in from Chad, anywhere. But cows are not citizens. So, your point of order is noted, but rejected. You want to make contribution on the debate? Go ahead. Yeah, okay.
So, now, it is not, while we acknowledge the fact that religion has played a very deep role in the mess that we found ourselves in, listen to me, I sincerely want to agree also and believe and emphasize on it that even the false pastors and their false teachings are not completely the reasons why Nigeria is in the place where it is today. It's not. They may share in the blame because they don't question their members who are in the National Assembly. But before the National Assembly, Nigeria has been bastardized already. Even during the time of military rulership, Nigeria was going down. You see, it is easy for us to look back then in 1990, 1993 and say, wow, those years were paradise. But if you ask your uncles, your aunts, or your mom, those of them that were of age that time, they will tell you also that they were complaining. Now, who would ever think that somebody would say, we'll miss Buhari? With all the sufferings that we have had, we had under Buhari, all the wicked things that they did to Nigerians. He met a bag of rice, 60,000. And as he was going, he left a bag of rice around 40, 50,000. Now, Tinubu came and has helped to forward the affliction. So you look at it. Now, the senators are sharing money, almost 30 million naira, allocation and salaries and what have you every month. And then the workers are being proposed to be paid 60,000 naira. Now, who does that? So the pastors are not the sole reasons why our country is in shambles. They may have contributed. Some of them may have, dined and wined with the wicked politicians without asking questions, because many of them are not speaking out and are not criticizing the activities of the people in government, right? But we shouldn't unleash venoms against them and even cook up lies against them. So based on this information that I have given to you, now you know that Kumuyi did not relocate to the UK because of the hardship in the country. And he is not actually permanently staying in the UK. You see him preach to his members. I mean, the church in Nigeria is bigger than whatever that they have in the UK. You heard him say that in Nigeria, that was about 14 years ago, that the membership in Nigeria was about 1 million. And by now, surely they must have increased more than that. No matter how they have grown in the UK, they cannot get up to that. So, and you see, even the hardship that we are talking about, Kumuyi cannot face hardship. Let's be sincere with it. Now, if we are struggling to buy a bag of rice, Pastor Kumuyi cannot struggle to buy a bag of rice. If he wants to change his car today, he could afford to change his car. And that, if the thing has become worse and he call a member of his church, there are billionaires in the church. So he couldn't have relocated to the UK because of hardship. He could not. And if he is a person that is into all this, showmanship, there is no commissioner of police that he will call today that will not provide him, a good number of police protection if he wants. So, but that is not what I'm trying to say. I just want to, make it clearer and put it out there that Pastor Kumuyi did not relocate because even if he has relocated, but that is not relocation. Relocation is that you left the place completely and you are living in another place, and then sometimes you visit. But I think that the number of times he spends in Nigeria is more than probably the times he spent in the UK. Now, I'm not a member of Deeper Life Bible Church. Now, somebody who is a member of Deeper Life Bible Church can either confirm what I have just said or debunk it, please. But this is the truth, and this is what I have found out. His marriage to his new wife was what gave him that opportunity to at least claim to be maybe a UK citizen by marriage. And the relocation becomes easier for him, at least. Now, it is somebody like me that if I ever get a visa to travel to UK, I will stand on the pulpit to give it as a testimony. That should not be a testimony. It's not a miracle for somebody like that. So, and he can afford to travel and come back, at least every month if he wants to travel to the UK and spend 2 weeks or 1 week there and return to Nigeria and travel again. He can afford it. Now, recently, Pastor Kumuyi even encouraged that people should no longer invest in church, that they should begin to invest in the poor people, and even gave a directive to his pastors, state pastors, to look for people who are suffering, whether they are members of Deeper Life Bible Church or not. They should take note of those people and help them. And you cannot help everybody at the same time. So it is not as if the man is detached from the society because hardship is much. That is not the situation. The video is not recent. You already saw it in the video. Thank you. God bless you. Let's know what you think about the video in the comment area. I'll be seeing you in the next video. Till then, from me to you, shalom.